Hi Leo and Leo Rising, this is your April 2017 forecast. So last month I spoke about the significance of Venus retrograde, and Venus stays retrograde until the 15th of April. So if you'd like a refresher on that, just listen to the beginning of my March forecast. This month Mercury, that planet of the mind and communication, goes retrograde from the 9th of April until the 3rd of May. So Mercury is going to be retrograde for much of the month. So that's where I want to spend a bit of time at the beginning of this forecast. So like I said, Mercury rules the mind and communication. It's how we think, speak, and how we connect with others. It's knowledge as well as transport and our mode of transport. We're all quite familiar with some of the traditional significations of Mercury retrograde. Mercury can play havoc with communications and machinery and equipment. Electronics can give us a lot of grief. Mercury is also that trickster energy and, can misplace objects, so lost objects quite common under a Mercury retrograde. Mercury, though, is also the divine messenger, and where Mercury goes retrograde also tells us where we need to pause, reflect, and reassess in particular areas of our life. So let's have a look where Mercury is retrograding for you. So until the 21st, Mercury will be in your 10th house. So with Mercury in the 10th, it's a good time to take care of old business. You also want to finish work that you've started. Mercury in the 10th can also show a change of status professionally. This can be either a promotion or a demotion. There can be communication problems, particularly with bosses and managers. Traditionally, Mercury retrograde in the 10th is not a good time to change jobs, but you can reapply to a job that you didn't get before. If you work for yourself, you want to be more careful with new contacts and clients. And in general, with Mercury in the 10th, it's a very good time to revamp your public image. And if you're in a position to do so, it's of course also a good time to take a break from work. So from the 21st, Mercury retrogrades into your 9th house, and with Mercury in the 9th, it's a good time to go back to education. It's also a good time to re-edit and rewrite work. It's also a time when you can resit for exams that you didn't pass before. So this is a very future and goal-orientated house, and it has you thinking about your philosophy of life and whether you're living up to it. With regards to travel plans, Mercury in the 9th can show some delays, and so you want to anticipate these or make allowances for these. So with travel plans, be prepared to triple check. So also, like I said, good time to resit exams, re-edit work, proofread work, and that sort of thing. So going over work very carefully, very good placement for that. But really, with your mind on the future and future focus, it's time to see, to put your mind on the bigger picture and your goals and where you're going. So find out where you are first and see where you want to go and if you're heading in that direction. So let's look at the other planets this month. We've got the Sun in your 9th house until the 20th. And more than any other placement of the Sun in the 9th is very future orientated. It's very adventurous, so you're looking to get beyond the mundane and routine, looking for things that make your life more meaningful and more significant. With the Sun in the 9th, you really want to stimulate your mind, so feed the mind and feed the spirit, and this can be through travel or study, so very good time to embark on study plans, so taking up a new course of study. Travel plans, of course, always beneficial for the mind and the spirit. So really, higher learning. So anything that you can do to broaden your experience. So from the 20th, the Sun moves into your 10th house. And of course, the Sun in the 10th, it's all about professional status, visibility. So it's the most public and prominent placement of the chart. So it has to do with professional goals and objectives. So the Sun in the 10th can be a very good time for this. You're really wanting to showcase your unique talents and abilities and skills in the workplace, and you may be called upon to showcase these. So there's also traditionally more contact with bosses and authority figures with the Sun in the 10th. And so in general, because there's more recognition and visibility, so you want to be particularly careful with what you're doing professionally, because you're more under the spotlight than usual. So you want to be careful not to make mistakes. So Venus will be hanging out in your 8th house, so will be retrograde until the 15th of April and then direct from the 15th of April. So Venus is going to be in your 8th house. And with Venus in the 8th, this placement, it can show money coming to you through, business partners or your spouse, so they may get a raise, and this inadvertently affects your financial position well. This can also show money coming in through investments and other people. With regards to love relationships, this can really deepen intimacy and connections. And love relationships that start under this transit, are pretty much more intense for their duration. So Venus in the 8th, it's also, especially, well, in particular when it goes direct, could be a good time for a loan, though you may want to wait and see, just with Mercury being retrograde as well. So until the 21st, Mars is in your 10th house. So Mars, of course, is that energetic planet. It's physical drive, stamina, goals and ambitions. And in the 10th, this is really professional goals, ambitions and objectives. So Mars here is able to really channel the energy into those things so you can get a lot done in the workplace. So it's really rousing that ambition to achieve, to succeed, to get ahead. With Mars in the 10th, you want to watch clashes with bosses and authority figures because you're more inclined to want to take the initiative, to be your own boss, to take the lead, as it were, and this can have you stepping on a lot of toes. So you just have to watch that energy and stamina don't get ahead of you. But in general, you can make a lot of progress with regards to professional goals and objectives. So from the 21st, Mars moves into your 11th house. And the 11th house is very much future-orientated, goal and objective-orientated. And this is the house of friends and benefactors also. So with Mars in the 11th, it's all about teamwork and cooperation. So using your connections and group alignments to get you further, to further your ambitions and goals and objectives, and to also formulate these. Mars in the 11th is also a great placement for physical activity like sports and hikes, especially with groups and other people. So really here with Mars in the 11th, you want to find a good fit in terms of other people that you want to work with. So you really want to align your personal objectives and ambitions with those of other people. So very important to find the right teams. So let's look at the transits this month. On the 5th, we've got Mars trining Pluto from your 10th to your 6th house. And Mars and Pluto in harmonious aspect really rouses creativity and energy. There's a lot of energy to direct towards your goals, and you're able to get a lot done. And for you, this is really going to be about professional goals, professional aspirations. There's going to be the ability under this transit to advance and accomplish quite a lot if you use it productively. On the 8th, we've got Venus squaring Saturn from your 8th to your 5th. And Venus and Saturn in hard aspect can show a bit of cooling off of the emotions, a bit of emotional repression. This can be the result of jilted advances, so perhaps, your affections aren't reciprocated adequately. Because Venus is in your 8th house, this could also show some financial strain or loss. So in general, feeling a bit wilted, a bit, like I said, affections are cooled under this transit. So, or perhaps advances have been rebuffed. So on the 9th, we've got the Sun squaring Pluto from your 9th to your 6th house. And the Sun in Pluto in hard aspect is power struggles. You can encounter people on an ego trip, or you might find that you're on an ego trip yourself, and this for you could be happening in the workplace. So on the 11th, we've got the full moon happening in Libra in your 3rd house. So the last couple of weeks have been quite restless for you. You've been looking for ways to make life more meaningful and significant. And with the full moon in the 3rd, you may find mundane things or reality catching up with you. So it's time to attend to certain errands, certain tasks, paperwork, phone calls, so getting the work done that needs to be done so that you can free up your energy, for more fulfilling activities. On the 14th, we've got the Sun conjunct Uranus in your 9th house. And this is really the aspect where you want to try something different, break out of the mold of routine. And for you, this could be around travel or study plans, so looking for inspiration and adventure in these respects. This can also show new contacts. It could be foreigners, it could be teachers, but be flexible and be prepared for things to go a little bit differently today. On the 17th, we've got the Sun trining Saturn from your 9th to your 5th house. And this rouses ambition and your focus is more on serious concerns and subjects. So this is about patience and endurance and getting a lot done, dealing with responsibilities and duties with maturity. Saturn and the Sun can also show as help or assistance from older or respected people. On the 20th, we've got Mercury conjuncting the Sun in your 10th house. And Mercury, of course, retrograde. But Mercury and the Sun, this sharpens mental focus. It helps you be clear about your mission purpose. And for you, this is going to be around professional goals. So your mission statement kind of clear there. It's going to also show a lot of productive work being done in the workplace and visibility. So adaptability and good news can also be signified by this transit. On the 24th, we've got Mercury still retrograde trining Saturn from your 9th to your 5th house. So this is very good for revisiting subjects, serious subjects in particular. This aspect is very good for attention to detail, for tedious rather than inspired work. So this is where you put your head down and you tackle the tasks you feel least like doing, because you'll have the focus and the wherewithal to do so at this time. So the new moon is happening in Taurus in your 10th house on the 26th of April. And the next 2 weeks, the active energy is all going to be around new business plans and goals. So in general, there's a renewal and reinvigoration with regards to career goals and potentials. So a lot of professional drive. You want to put yourself on the map. This is the time for self-discipline with regards to professional goals. And the next 2 weeks could see you very busy with career and public responsibilities. So the month ends with Mercury conjunct Uranus in your 9th house, and Mercury and Uranus can sow excitement, fast-paced thinking, can also be mechanical problems or problems with machinery and equipment that is unexpected. But if it works out positively, it can also be exciting news, new contacts, new experiences, and unexpected travel plans, that sort of thing. So be prepared for a surprise. If you've enjoyed this forecast, please like and subscribe, and if you'd like to book a personal reading, you can visit my website on www.psyche.co.za to book a consultation. Thanks again for tuning in.